anymore. So that's kind of where we stand for the most part. Though if someone wants it for their own personal records, it is what it is. All right, over here, Jules. All right, so we then did the second traffic stop. Was that the one when I had called you over and you went between the cars?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the other black and color rating?
No, that was the
before
third.
that.
Yeah. The third. Oh, wait. The Raiden. Was that the one where you did it? For context, I wrote this down, and unfortunately there was a bit of a problem, and now it's gone. I have most of the information, but some of it during that specific time's gone. Anyways, for the second one, I do recall there being, or you were relatively hesitant regarding, if I recall correctly, it was the description of the vehicle. Again, nerves are going to get the best of you, okay? And those are going to calm as you continuously come on duty, continuously do your job, familiarize yourself with people. Don't hesitate to engage with other officers, you know, speak to them, have some friendly banter. Don't be mean or rude or like, you know, as a cadet, you don't get to sort of participate in other people's like inside jokes, you know, like you're not there yet. So don't overdo it, but you know, be the officer who, when there's a 77 request, you immediately respond. Oh gosh, who dis? Oh, they're fine. And then the third traffic stop was with the Raiden. Your radio communications throughout were solid on that.
In just a second.
And that was with Zeke, who had the Raiden that belonged to the person who you pulled over after. Was that it, or was that the different car? No, that was Yan. Yan.
No, Yan was driving the Michael Black car.
That's what it was.
Was driving the white Sultan.
So was Yan the second traffic stop?
Yes, because that was
okay. All right,
Cage,
that makes sense.
Bank.
That makes sense. Okay. Hold on. Perfect. Okay. The fourth traffic stop with Mr. Black and the tow truck. I mean, I think you were very fair regarding your assessment. Although if you did pull him over yesterday, probably a matter of issuing a citation at that point. And I will say this. If you come across somebody who doesn't have much of a record and you are a cadet and you want to give them a break, do so. I'm not gonna... I don't want to force you to become anything other than what you want to be as an officer, right? But in saying that,
they're good to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
In saying that, you do also have to understand that there is a there has to be a consideration for us evaluating your ability to do the job through and through. And it's not to say that you're doing a bad job by issuing warnings, but when we don't see the traffic stop in report form to determine that you're going through all the motions and doing everything. For example, at tow truck, if you had given a negligent driving citation, but not the enhancement, which should be charged, that's sort of like a fair middle ground, especially if you had pulled him over recently. Because that kind of would have been a slap on the wrist in comparison to what they really could have gotten, right? And again, that would have been able to allow me to assess your report writing ability, in addition to, you know, making sure that it's listed as processed, making sure you build the individual, all that stuff. So yeah, moving forward, I would definitely prefer that you don't necessarily give warnings. And again, only in front of FTOs. Once you're a PPO, you are out there and sort of becoming the officer that you want to be, right? If you want to give people a warning on the first time you pull them over, that's fine. But again, it's hard to evaluate if every time an FTO is with you, somebody's given a warning and then they can't evaluate the whole situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But generally, I mean, like I said, the bit of hesitation regarding like pursuing certain things. A big +1 on the 911 at Senior Buns when I kind of looked at you after a vehicle had passed us at like 120 and was heading south, and then you put your lights on. I was like, he did it. There was no hesitation. He's going, and then you made a U-turn. I was like, huh? What happened? But it made sense. You explained it. I jumped to the conclusion. I mean, it's sort of like 1 + 1 = 2, right? The car passed us, you put your lights on, and I was like, oh shit, this was immediate. We're good. Because in other situations, there was some hesitation, which again is going to happen. And truthfully, most of those cars you weren't going to be able to keep up with, not because of your ability to drive as much as it was the equipment that you're driving. But beyond that, overall, I mean, your traffic stops relatively solid. This being your first shift, I will say you're looking very promising. You got the foundation of a good, solid cadet that's got a lot to offer. All right, and I'm not. What was that?
Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Well, I'm just being honest. Listen, I'm the truther, okay? I'm the truther. But I'm also a realist, and I know when I was in your position, I was fucking scared shitless, dude. Straight up, I was. I remember very clearly certain things that happened while I was a cadet. And those things are never going to go away. They've stuck with me for, gosh, how many years? They're not just suddenly going to disappear from my memory.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here. I will be writing up your FTO report. It's not going to happen right now because I do have to do a few things. So let's get this vehicle refueled, returned, and
all right.
You're heading off duty. Make sure you're returning all your equipment to your locker, okay?
Sir, let me have can I have a quick chat with this gentleman across from us, sir?
Regarding
very brief. I arrested him yesterday for trespassing. So,
okay, you got to make it quick.
I'll make it quick.
Go, quick. All right, so let's save this as actually. It says Ricky Jules. This says, oh, it is. I thought it said something else before. Ricky Jules, FTO.
I hope so.
I would never.
I'll see you around. All right, take care.
Sure.
All right. This thing is mostly fueled up, so it won't take long. Here, go ahead and refuel it.
Yeah.
Do.
Watching you, Jay.
I'm watching you.
What's his last name?
Hart.
All right. Do you have any questions for me? I mean,
what's the best thing to do when things start happening quickly? You know, like when all the seasoned officers and stuff
What
start
the fuck?
doing their thing.
Okay, repeat that.
What's the best thing to do when everything's happening like really quickly? Like,
so you have to acknowledge that there's sort of a system of in which things are prioritized, right? If you can assist with them, you should. If you are tied up in something and you can't break off, guess what? You're one person. You can't split yourself into two. You either ask for permission to break off if you suspect that something else is a higher priority. And when you're with an FTO, you ask these things. You say, I understand I'm part of this pursuit right now as a tertiary unit. or a parallel unit, but there's another pursuit with only one person on it. Should I be breaking off to this to attach to that? And the FTO will inform you and then allow you moving forward to make a decision as to whether or not it's something you even want to do. You know, depending on sort of your evaluation of what's actively happening. Alternatively, you know, you can ask dispatch, does, yeah, how many units are attached to the pursuit on channel 2? Or something to that extent. There's no clear-cut answer. There really isn't, because it's all situational. Everything. It's why a lot of what we teach you is foundation level stuff, because with foundation level stuff, you can build upon the foundation to try to determine, you know, with the information you have, what course of action you should take. That makes sense?
Yep, perfect sense, sir.
All right. Now, to be clear, today we didn't go over SOPs or case law or anything to that extent, but definitely brush up on it. A lot of our SOPs are mostly common sense, very typical stuff, right? Like, no amount of money you're gonna get for a hostage, because you do it once, you have to do it always. A lot of our SOPs are kind of written that way, to be clear. So don't be surprised. And just case laws are an important one. And a lot of times people understand a case law, but can't recite it with the equivalent of like book smarts, right? But they have the knowledge and know how to apply it. Is that you?
That's me, sir.
Okay.
I was speaking to Officer Cassidy yesterday. He said I should know them by heart. It's gonna take me a bit to get there, but I can get there.
Good. The next time I take you out, it could be tomorrow if you're around. It depends. I'll teach you some. I'll teach you some tips and tricks, I guess, because there's a way you can look at case laws that makes it a little easier to understand by starting with the ones you know and working backwards. And when I say the ones you know, you may not think you don't know them, but the moment you hear the case law or like what it's referencing, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee v. Garner, you may not know that, but if I were to say fleeing felon, you know what that is?
No, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. A lot of work to do.
Get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow, if you're around.
Yeah, I will be.
30-42. I have to dip. So I'm gonna do that. That being said, thank you all so much for all love support. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the follows, host rates, bits, donations, subs, get subs, resubs. I say this each and every time. I genuinely cannot have asked for a better community to be built around this channel. So thank you all for being absolutely amazing. If y'all haven't already, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Curvyelephant. Join our Discord, discord.gg/Curvyelephant. And if you enjoyed what you saw today, drop me a follow on Twitch. I'd appreciate that as well. I'm going to send y'all off to... Is Sock live? No, he's not. Fuck. Who is live? Oh, I'm gonna send y'all off to Meech. There we are. Chat, go show Meech some love. I'll be live tomorrow. Hope to see y'all there. And y'all have a good one. Peace out.